Hey guys, welcome back to Rossoneri TV. I'm here for the match review of AC Milan against Roma, match that finished at the San Siro 4-1 for the Rossi, with goals coming in from Dzeko, Shaarawy, and Rossi for Roma. The lone goal for Milan scored by Pasalic, and really I'm going to keep this simple and short today, because honestly speaking, I have been repeating myself over and over again, and I tend to sound like a broken record week in and week out when I speak about Milan's match performances. In recent weeks I've been complaining over the fact that we simply haven't been capable of playing against bottom of the table teams. We struggled against Crotone, for example, last week, and I really complained a lot, and I thought that personally things were gonna change, at least for the better, against Roma. Obviously Roma is the better team, but I did stress how every time we do play against top teams, we tend to do a bit better. At least maybe more ambition, more will to do well against them. I don't know what it is, but honestly speaking, it was just embarrassing today. Besides that, we also lost against Empoli. We tied against Inter. Okay, big deal. What I was telling myself is that, we need to regroup. There's 5 games remaining, there's 4 games remaining, there's 3 games remaining. This is where we need to win games. And I've tried so hard to defend players, the coach itself. But now, guys, there's honestly no more defending. No more defending. Starting off with Montella, I've defended this guy all season round. But knowing the importance of the last 5 games, and still not applying any difference, not applying anything towards your proper players, your own players, not motivating them enough to do well. And I'm sorry, yesterday in his pre-match conference, he goes on to say these games are easier to prepare for because these teams leave you wider spaces to play with. Really? Really? They're easier to prepare for, yet you lose 4-1 against Roma. Roma is obviously the more superior team. They are the superior team in every single, every little thing. They're superior to them. Players, coach, everything in general, as we all know, is way better at Roma than at Milan. But still, you have to have some dignity to go into these games and not even apply yourself. We had to wait until the 75th minute or something for the first chance on net, for the first real chance on net, which came through Pasalic's goal. Are you serious? And we are playing at the San Siro on top of it. This team is absolutely incredible, okay? As soon as Pasalic scored, it seemed like a whole new team started to play for a whole 1 minute. And then all of a sudden, Shaarawy scores. The team has a mental breakdown. They just shut down, and they just inexistent. They're just inexistent. As soon as Pasalic scored that goal, though, it's like, wow, what happened? Freaking Jesus Christ came on the pitch. They saw God in their eyes. I don't know what it is, but the team came to life. As soon as they let in the goal, everything changes for them. This is unacceptable behavior. Unacceptable for Milan. I've been saying it all season long. I've been saying it for the past 3 years, where they have such a mental dysfunction. It's incredible. Every time they score a goal, like, everything seems to be going in their favor. They're happy about it. They start playing well. Right after the other, they start clicking all together. As soon as they get a goal scored against, they have a mental breakdown. Not to speak about every department today. Defense, absolutely horrendous, okay? I can almost name every goal. I think every goal in that from Roma today was a defensive mistake. The first Dzeko goal, you cannot leave that much space to him to shoot from that range, okay? Same thing goes for the Shaarawy goal. What are you possibly thinking, leaving that amount of space, not pressuring, when these guys are amongst the league's best attack? They have 79 goals for so far this season. They have been scoring a lot of goals for. But then again, Milan just thinks, oh, it must be us shooting because we never hit the target. So maybe that applies to them as well. Hell no. Dzeko's there. Shaarawy's there. As soon as they get a chance, they're going to put it in the back of the net. And we saw exactly that. Paletta, no pressure. Zapata, no pressure. No one is putting pressure on these players. And obviously, they're going to be there scoring goals. Like, it's no biggie, obviously. Same thing goes with Paletta. What? He set the world record of red cards this season? What was that? His 4th or 5th sending off? Come on, man. No wonder Montella sometimes was keeping him off for discipline reasons. Where's Paletta? People were asking me. Where is he? Look at his discipline. Absolutely horrendous. How can you even make a foul of that sort on Salah at the end there and to give them a free penalty and a free sending off? Not to mention, this guy got a free sending off when next week we're playing Atalanta, one of the biggest games of the season. Who else is going to be missing that game? I'm not sure if it's Pasalic or Jose Sosa. One or the other is missing that game as well. Maybe you guys could remind me, but I'm currently not aware of who it is. Or Campos, maybe it was. Anyways, point is, these guys have been picking up silly yellow cards today, silly bookings. The midfield also inexistent as fuck, okay? I don't know where the hell these guys were today. Besides Pasalic, I got the goal. What could I say? Jose Sosa giving balls away, not doing good. Fernandez as well. He came off for Bertolacci at the start of the second half. Bertolacci, of course, what can you expect from him? I don't need to say more for that. Up front, this is where I really want to, kind of slap Montella out on this for a bit. I just want to, give him a slap in the face and make him realize something, okay? Now, how many times have I defended Lapadula this year? Everyone that has been watching the channel so many times, that has been watching it every match review or whatever the case is, I have defended the guy all kinds, okay? Now, in the past 3 games, he has started instead of Bacca. Bacca hasn't really got any chance, but nothing seems to be working with Lapadula, okay? The guy is making continuous fouls every time he's trying to get the ball. That's all he's doing. He's not trying to do anything else. He doesn't even have the possibility to do anything else. Shooting-wise, I don't recall Lapadula even taking a shot today, to be honest with you. And yet again, we see Bacca sitting on the bench for the full game, not even given the chance to play, okay? And I've said it several times, maybe Lapadula is only the type of player that needs to come on in the last 20, 15 minutes, and that could change things then. Right now, I don't see him as a player that could start games from the start and end them at the 98th minute. He's a guy that needs to come on as an impact player, a guy that comes in the 15, 20 last minutes. Back on the other hand, I think it's diabolical to really keep him on the bench all game round against Roma, okay? Now, I'm not saying if Bacca was going to play this game, things were going to change, we were going to win this game, we were going to score, but give the guy a chance. It's 3 games in a row that you give Lapadula a chance. He hasn't done anything, or even if you don't want to take him off, put Bacca and Lapadula together. Don't fucking throw on Ocampos. Ocampos? Really, Ocampos? What difference is this guy supposed to make coming on in the 69th minute, to try and change things? Try and win us the game. Besides that fortunate assist that he got on Pasic's goal, did you guys see his shooting? The guy, dribbling-wise, he was almost tripping over his own feet. It's incredible to actually put Ocampos instead of Bacca in that case. Why not field Bacca and Lapadula if you're trying to get goals? I'm not even saying to take Lapadula off completely, but put them at the same time, maybe. No? Wouldn't that be a more logical reason? And then you see Bacca warming up on the sideline, and you're all expecting him to come in, but no, Ocampos is the chosen one. Absolutely no sense there. This team in general, it's broken. Yes, we did get a lot of wins this season. Maybe very fortunate wins at times in very extreme circumstances, but the real identity of this team is coming out in these last few games. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. Obviously, we couldn't take advantage on Inter today. Of course not. You know, Inter lost the game. That means we need to lose one as well. And how many times have we had the chance to do that in the past 4 games? Inter had lost like 3 of the last games. We had the opportunity to make up some ground on them. Of course not. We need to go out there, lose the game, or draw a game, drop more points, and stay at the same position. We could have already been clinched for Europe at the moment, you guys. We could have already clinched our position if we had just done a bit better in these last games. All we needed to do was win against Crotone, win the Empoli game, games that we need to win. I could take a loss against Roma, but not in these circumstances. We needed to go out there with a fight. I didn't see any freaking fight at all from this team today. Absolutely horrendous. I could stay here stressing myself and honestly ranting on and on about this team, but that's the real reality. And I saw some people already in the comments before the live stream even went on air saying, you know, if we have to go into Europe and play in this way, we might as well just stay in the Serie A and not make ourselves look like fools in front of the rest of Europe. And I completely agree. Obviously, big investments need to come in this summer, but more than big investments, there needs to be a revamp of the whole team. Like, so many players don't deserve to play in this team. So many players. They could have decent games. I'm not saying that. You know, I've seen a lot of players having decent games this season. That's for sure. But consistency-wise, hell no. We need guys that play consistent. On a consistent basis, they're going to give you those results. They're going to give you the certainties that you need. At Milan, we don't have that. That midfield, guys, I'm sorry. Even with Bonaventura in there, yes, Bonaventura makes some difference, but we need a solid midfield here. And I'm not speaking about one guy, I'm speaking about the whole department. It's been years and years that we've been waiting for a real midfield, a midfield that could control the game, that could dictate. Look how easy it was for Roma today, guys. Look how easy it was in terms of passing the ball, making plays, scoring goals. It was really man against boys. It was men against boys today. And I just hate watching it. You know, I cannot bear myself to watch a team that I know was so great back then. And I know many people are like, they're probably going to be saying, don't live in the past, look for the future. But when you're used to seeing things going in a certain way, and then you see things going from black to white, or white to black, you know, you cannot just wrap your head around it like that. And it's horrendous to watch. I've been making rants over and over these past few years, guys, and unfortunately I still think I'm gonna have to make even more in the future because of how much of a destruction this team really is. It's just horrendous. I wasn't planning to really answer any question today because I'm not in the mood, but I will answer maybe 2 or 3 questions from you guys. Like I said, I want to make it quick and simple today. I don't want to, you know, go on and on about this whole thing because, like I said, I can rant for even 2 hours straight going on and on about this and nothing's really going to change. So I'm going to answer maybe 2 or 3 questions, and that's about it. A lot of people are already saying Montella out, if we sack Montella, so forth. I'm not saying to sack Montella at this point. I'm just saying that he needs to realize he has some responsibility in these past games, okay? He definitely has some responsibility. I know there have been players out due to injury, Romagnoli and so forth, but it's one thing of repeating the thing, saying, you know, you have to play with the players that you have at your disposal, but it's another thing to try and make them convinced that, you know, these are the games that you need to win. You want to make it to Europe, that has been your season-long goal. Work for it. Work for it, because no result is going to be ever given to you in the Serie A. These players need to get it in their minds. And I've seen them making dramatic comebacks this season. I know what they're capable of. Then again, they choose not to apply themselves. That's my major issue. That's my problem. If only they could apply themselves. And I'm not saying we played freaking horrible today, especially in that first half. I saw some good things. We just weren't capable to get anything on target. But possession-wise, we were creating a bit. Not the best, obviously, but we were creating a bit. But just a better application of themselves in any game I'm pretty sure they could go that extra step further and actually get better results. Okay? But conceding goals so early, conceding goals out of nothing where no one's pressuring them, everyone is just chilling. For example, that last goal, like I said again, the Paleta red card. If you guys take a look at the replay, just take a look at that replay, okay? Salah's run was like he was playing against a 10-year-old, okay? Paleta was there chilling, standing still. After the ball got to Salah almost, he realized that he needed to make a run for it. You know, and the amount of space that he left with him on top of it. Just take a look at that replay and see if you understand what I'm trying to say here. It's absolutely horrendous. Pixflix Production says, Gio, would you do a watch along next week? Will we qualify for the Europa League with 6th? Yes, we will qualify, and I'm gonna try my best to make a watch along next week. I know I've said it over and over again, but I definitely will. Ed says, this is like our 13th red card this season. The discipline has been horrendous, really, really bad. But yeah, it's just horrendous. Gijo could have done better on the penalty, says Jeffrey. Yeah, well, he made the attempt for it. He got an hand to it. It's not really his fault. And I know I really haven't spoken about Donnarumma today. The guy made some very good saves today. Unfortunately, most of the goals that were scored on him weren't his fault. And really, there were impossible goals to get to. Some top corner finishes by Dzeko and Shaarawy there. Those are really impossible to get in the upper corner, but overall he made some very good saves, Donnarumma, and I keep repeating it over and over again. If it wasn't for this kid, you could even forget about 6th place. We would have been way down there. Mr. J Channel says, Gio, your thoughts of changing formation in the squad? Who should be sold because many need to go? So many guys need to go, honestly speaking. So many guys. I cannot stress on who exactly needs to go, but you guys know it better than me. There's so many guys out there that need to leave, and they cannot stay in this team any longer if we want to achieve results. And in terms of changing formation, I could definitely see that. We could definitely change formation, but then again, you can change formation as much as you want. It's the motivation and the attitude of these players going into the games that really will dictate whether or not we are capable of winning games. And the motivation, the attitude, the behavior of going into these games hasn't been good at all. And that's why we have been drawing games against stupid teams. We have been losing games altogether, and overall, we haven't been able to get anything done. We have a contribution from John Robiolo, $10, man. He says, love you, man. We need major help. Today was so sad. I was at the Milan-Roma game in 2015, and the win was amazing. Keep up the good work. John, thank you so much for that contribution. Always helps a lot. So if you guys want to make a contribution as well, there's the possibility to do that. Just click on the $ in the live comments right below. It's called the Super Chat button. Yeah, thanks again, John, and I agree with you, man. Honestly, it was really sad to watch. I was actually at the Bartro Charles with my boys from the Milan Club Montreal today, and everyone was so upset with the game. It was good to watch it in company, but honestly speaking, it was a very disappointing match to watch altogether. One more question from you guys. Joe Sardina says this team needs a full rebuild starting from defense and going forward, but it's just too obvious. It's obvious, Joe. I mean, I've been mentioning it over and over again for the past few years. We need a rebuild in many sectors, and we need to buy a lot of very good players, because at the moment we have many mediocre players. Baril, this is going to be the last one. Montella is so easy to beat. He's so predictable. If a team is stronger than us, then the coach needs to get a better formation to help the team. Even bigger teams like Man United, Park the Bus, etc. He is very predictable. I have to agree with that today. You need a change. And that's exactly what I was saying. Not only with the formation, but the lineup itself. The whole thing with Lapadula playing 3 games straight, Bacca not given a chance, that to me boggles my mind. Defense-wise, I know Romagnoli wasn't there to our disposal. But what kind of defending is that? Even on Dzeko's second goal in the corner, you put Dzeko and Lapadula on him. A center back needs to be marking the guy, man. Come on, like, even a 15-year-old, a 10-year-old knows better than that. You're playing professional, you put Dzeko on Dzeko on the corners, on a set-piece defense. Come on, guys. Come on, man. Like, these guys are professional, and 10-year-olds know better than that. It really boggles my mind every time I watch things like that. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. Like I said, I wanted to make it short and simple today. I didn't really want to go on a full rant, but I did anyways. Thank you all for joining me once again. Thank you for the support. Don't forget to subscribe to Rossoneri TV to stay updated with everything going on at Milan. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. And don't forget that you can also contribute by making a donation to the channel via the super chat button or by Patreon. The link is in the description. Thank you guys once again for watching. This has been Gio signing off. And as always, Forza Milan.